during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
Get ready to get healthy. Get ready to get fit. Get ready to take charge of your health. Get ready to listen, learn, and live healthier, because your health is your wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by today. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening, and whatever you may be doing. I don't know. Sometimes people just have their radio on, or in this case, their computer on, or whatever device they're using to stream the show and watch it. It's great to be with you, as I always tell you that, because it's true. And I'm glad you're there, and have some interesting things to talk about today. Men not looking so good today. I'm sorry. A couple of stories that are trending put men in a bad light. I don't know. I'm not picking on them, but I'm just saying. You'll see. We're going to get into that. One of the stories deals with women would say, well, you're not all that anyway. And you'll see what that means. And the other story, let me see. Till death do us part, or until you get sick. That will be the other story. Again, this is not a good news day for men. And there are going to be a lot of women listening to this show, and they're going to be saying, why, hell, I knew that. I don't need a study to tell me what. We'll see. I'll lay it out. I'll be objective. I'm not picking on anybody. I just saw those. They happened to be two stories about men today, and I thought, God, can't catch a break. All right, we'll look at it. I'll be fair. Then going to take a look at, talk about, see if I can get you to talk about it too. Your day-to-day diet. I guess when you look at all of the variables, all of the factors that are responsible for good health and ill health, the variable that probably accounts for a greater portion of the variance as to whether or not you're going to remain healthy and live a long life, or you could live a long life and be sick too. Where you're going to, long life, quality of life, long life, no quality of life, short life, no quality of life, healthy or sick. I think day-to-day diet, you're just day in, day out, over the lifespan. I keep saying food is not just food. There are qualitative differences. There are quantitative issues to consider. When you eat the food, with whom, where, why, within what culture, what's the context, day in and day out, what kind of culture do you live in, what kind of family culture do you have, societal culture, what are the norms regarding food. Typically, people don't think about it that way. It's not their fault. I mean, it's not a matter of fault. It's just not educated or encouraged or given the idea to think about food that way. Food, hungry, eat. We're done. That's what happens. Oh, food. I feel depressed. I'm going to eat. I mean, food serves a lot of a lot of purposes for people. Again, why you eat, what you eat, when you eat, with whom you eat, the context in which all of that you learned about your eating, the context in which your eating habits were shaped and formed, your nature of the relationship with food, day in and day out, over your lifetime. Think about that. When you raise children with the idea that every day that you eat, that day has going to have some effect on your health. What you ate that day is going to have an effect. It can be immediate, short-term, long-term, but sooner or later there's an effect. Good, bad, or otherwise. Usually when you eat, something happens. Always, biologically, it's biology. Something will always, metabolism happens. Something happens biologically, for sure. But I'm talking about you can't eat, you can't have a meal or a snack and think there's no effect. These so-called cheat meals. Baloney. No pun intended. You go ahead and cheat, but it registers. Cells have a memory. Your cells, tissues, organs, organ systems of your body have a memory. And so eating your food is not a neutral event. Eating is not, meaning that there's always beyond the biological, metabolism and whatnot. I'm talking about in terms of what's going to be the impact on your health. So today we're going to talk about diet generally and health, diet and cardiovascular health, diet and disease. I mean, there are a lot of themes here that could work, but it's, day in and day out eating. It's amazing. It's so obvious we miss it, I think. How many people think like that? I wouldn't think like that if I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, getting the training and whatnot that I've received and am receiving and work at, and it's caused me to really the show's had much, I don't know, it's an influence. It certainly has shaped the way I think about health and what I'm doing day in and day out, and how conscious I am of what I'm doing. So that's what I'm trying to do here with others. Raise the person's consciousness, raise your consciousness about what you're doing with food, with your lifestyle. Because, man, it makes a difference. It's not all genetically driven. So we're going to get into that. 877. I feel very passionate about this issue. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to talk about the obvious. Because people say, well, I know that. Tell me something I don't know. It's not a matter of whether you know it or not. It's a matter of what you're doing about it. That's the point. What are you doing about it? And I am not a fan of cheat days, cheat meals, cheat this, cheat that. No, I'm not a fan. Do people do it? Yes. Because when you cheat, you're reinforcing good behavior with bad behavior. Let's say you do well all week. You watch and then the weekend, you say, this weekend is when I cheat. You could wipe out everything you did during the week, and you're using negative, it's bad behavior. And you're trying to reinforce you're trying to reinforce the good. I'm going to reward myself for all the good things I did, and I'm going to go out and commit one nutritional sin after and just uncork it all. Really? I don't think so. It doesn't work. For some, maybe it does. They say, well, I need to be rewarded. I thought that doing the good things to get good health would getting the good health would be the reward. If it's that hard, bag it. If it feels like a forced march through the jungles of Burma in heavy heat, no wonder. If it's that unpleasant, then maybe the way you're going after it is not the right way. Maybe your approach is wrong. It doesn't have to be like that. I keep saying that. Losing weight doesn't have to be like open heart surgery, and if you don't, you could end up with open heart surgery. So we'll see. Men and women, and men, how they relate to women and what they do when the chips are down.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Xenia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Xenia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Xenia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Xenia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, collagen, and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you are strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Xenia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Xenia by name. Start taking Xenia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, founder and CEO of Garden of Life. Oceans 3 was created with a simple premise in mind. Develop a line of premium omega-3 fish oil formulations that met or exceeded the market leader in quality, and then go beyond omega-3 by providing amplified benefits and value to the consumer. Oceans 3 contains ultra-pure, high-potency fish oil, along with astaxanthin and fucoxanthin. Each of these ingredients, when taken individually, have superb benefits. When they are combined into the exciting compound omega-xanthin, they work synergistically to amplify their already amazing benefits. In addition to the synergy of omega-xanthin, Oceans 3 offers unrivaled purity and greater value than the leading omega-3 fish oils available today, making the Oceans 3 family of products the best choice for anyone looking to add a healthy dose of omega-3 fats and a giant dose of extraordinary health to their lives.
Medi-C Plus. The C in Medi-C Plus stands for vitamin C, and the plus stands for lysine. Did you know vitamin C is arguably the most important water-soluble antioxidant in the human body? Or that we cannot produce vitamin C on our own like animals do? We need Medi-C Plus to meet our daily needs. Medi-C Plus provides the body with a high concentration of vitamin C and lysine, which work together to build collagen for optimal heart health. Dr. Gifford Jones, graduate of the Harvard Medical School, developed Medi-C Plus after his own heart attack 16 years ago. With the help of Medi-C Plus, Dr. Gifford Jones is now a healthy 91 years old. But Medi-C Plus is not just for heart health. Medi-C Plus also benefits your immune system, vision, promotes healthy skin, provides support for healthy teeth and gums, healthy joints, and much more. So make Medi-C Plus part of your daily routine and enjoy healthy living. Medi-C Plus at your local vitamin discount center and all fine health food stores. You can also order online at mymedi-c.com or call toll-free at 1-844-871-0069. Are you looking for a product that will aid weight loss both safely and naturally? That will stimulate your metabolism and reduce the absorption of fat from food? Then look no further than Right Way Nutrition. As featured on national daytime health shows, Right Way Nutrition is a premium dietary and nutritional supplement provider who believes the best form of encouragement is results. Right Way Nutrition aims to provide customers with the most superior and effective products available. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol does just that. While green coffee bean extract may not be new to the scene, Right Way Nutrition offers a new and improved formula of green coffee bean extract infused with their trademark ingredient Svetol, which is proven to be a vital ingredient for successful weight loss results. Right Way Nutrition provides you with a fast-acting, healthy, effective green coffee bean extract proven to naturally and safely aid weight loss. Your search for the perfect natural weight loss supplement is over. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol will help you reach all your weight loss goals.
Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Okay, a couple stories that are trending this morning, or today, I should say, that don't put men in a good light. I'm just, it's the way it turns out today. Let's take the first one first. There are a number of, let me set the stage this way. I know that a lot of people think about health in terms of in physical terms, but health is also about psychological life, your psychological health, and people, being sick, with some sort of psychological disorder or disease is just as much a part of health and wellness and well-being as anything else. There's pain involved, there's distress and whatnot, and the inextricable relationship between your psychological life and your physical well-being that relationship is profound. That's just generally speaking here. So that being said, people say, well, I thought it's a health talk show. Why are you talking about narcissism? Because that's what this story is about. And men tend to be this. I'll give you the punchline to the study. Men tend to be more narcissistic than women. Now, that term these days, narcissistic, is thrown around a lot. If you're watching the show, you're going to see from the University of Buffalo the press release that they sent out. And the headline on it is, Study. Men tend to be more narcissistic than women. They have this handsome-looking guy looking in a mirror, fixing his hair. Nice-looking guy. And then they have a photo of the author of the study. This study was interesting to me on a number of levels. One, because it's a pretty good study. They collected data for 30 years. There were 475,000 participants in the study. And again, the bottom line finding, I'm giving it to you first, and then I'll break this down. A new study on narcissism, they said, reveals that men, on average, are more narcissistic than women. Now, the question becomes, what does that mean, narcissism? Psychologists and psychiatrists have a manual called the DSM-5, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual 5. And in that manual, they break down all the different kinds of psychological, psychiatric disorders and diseases. And there's one group and one class of disorders called personality disorders. Now, I know there are psychologists that listen to this show. I know because I talk to them. Now, there are a number of personality disorder types. There's borderline personality disorder, obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, avoidant personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, and then there's narcissistic personality disorder. It is a disorder. Now, I know it's pretty much in vogue these days saying, well, he's so narcissistic or she's so narcissistic. When you pick up the DSM-5 and you start to look at what does it mean, what are the symptoms of the disorder? I'm just going to sketch them now. I'm not going to get into great detail. These are some of the symptoms of the disorder. The person expects to be recognized as superior and special without superior accomplishments. Know anybody like that? Expects constant attention, admiration, and positive reinforcement from others. Envies others and believes others may envy him or her. Another feature is preoccupied with thoughts and fantasies of great success, enormous attractiveness, power, intelligence. Another feature. Lacks the ability to empathize with the feelings of or desires of others. Is arrogant in attitudes and behavior. And finally, has expectations of special treatment that are unrealistic. In other words, they feel entitled. Other symptoms, in addition to the ones I just listed, include interpersonally exploitive, taking advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends, has trouble keeping healthy relationships with others, easily hurt or rejected, appears unemotional, and exaggerating special achievements and talents and setting unrealistic goals for him or herself. That's narcissistic personality disorder. And you have to have a certain number of the features. You don't have to have all of them, but a certain number, and then you are diagnosed with the disorder. It's a real disorder. Now, there are probably some of you listening saying, man, I know somebody like this. So this study, they weren't using narcissistic in some loose and fast way. They operationalized it, I'm assuming, based on the DSM-5. The study will be published in Psychological Bulletin, Psych Bull, very prestigious journal. 31 years of narcissism research. Come back, I'll tell you more about it. Men consistently scored higher in narcissism across multiple generations and regardless of age. This story has some implications for the next one about men. Today's a bad men's day. I get it. But I'll tell you more about this study. And why would I report on this? Because as what goes on in our relationships, what goes on in our psychological life, bears upon our physical health, wellness, and well-being over the lifespan. It is part of health. Yeah. Biology and behavior. We'll be back.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Renew Life, the Digestive Care Company, Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing, Greens Plus, superfood for super health, Medi-C Plus, for heart health and more. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay, so the study says that men tend to be more narcissistic than women. All right. Maybe that's not a surprise to a lot of women. And I described the features or the components of a narcissistic personality disorder. That's a real diagnosis, and it's serious. And they found that the widest gap, the researchers looked at more than 355 journal articles, dissertations, manuscripts, and technical manuals, and studied gender differences in three aspects of narcissism: leadership and authority, grandiose/exhibitionism, and entitlement. The second largest, they found the widest gap in entitlement, suggesting that men tend to believe that they are more likely, put it this way, men are more likely than women to exploit others and feel entitled to certain privileges. That's what they're reporting. The second largest difference was in leadership or authority. And here I'm quoting one of the researchers in the study. Quote, compared with women, men exhibit more assertiveness and desire for power, end quote. Continuing, but there was no difference in the exhibitionism aspect, meaning that both genders are equally likely to display vanity or self-absorption, end quote. This is interesting. How does it bear upon your health? Well, when you're dealing with somebody that has that disorder and you're in a relationship with them, maybe even married for that matter, you got a real issue here. And it's going to bear upon the health of that relationship. It's going to bear upon the health of the participants in that relationship in one way or another, sooner or later. And I'll bet you $1 that there's more than one person listening that's saying, nodding their head in affirmation as I just said that. 877-897-8255. Now, that may seem a little off the beaten path because it's, I'm not talking about chemistry necessarily. And the way I talk about health in biological terms a lot on this show. But nevertheless, mental health, mental illness is very much a part of the conversation about health. No question about it. Source coming from the American Sociological Association. The study was published in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior. Here's the way I would frame the study. I would frame it by a question. Till death do us part, or until you get sick? More than a few people listening to the show have taken marriage vows. Right? In sickness and in health. You know the routine. If you're watching the show, what's posted on your screen, what's on your screen is the news release from the American Sociological Association. Marriage is more likely to end in divorce when wives get sick. It's a bad day for men, huh, David? How David. I'm calling you David. I'm sorry.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I am talking.
I know if you're talking to me or John or...
I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
What do you think of that?
I mean, yeah, none of this that you've reported on is a surprise to me. It just
really,
yeah, it just seems, yeah, that makes sense. It's one of those things to me.
I never talked to Stephen about what I'm going to talk about on the show because I want to get his just very raw, unfiltered reaction. If you had to guess, what do you think they hypothesized was the reason why they end up in divorce when the women get sick? Why the relationship breaks up?
Well,
if you had to guess.
I mean, I would say it has a lot to do with generally the woman in a relationship is the glue of the household, so to speak.
Right.
And once if she's gotten sick, then that glue is not as strong, and things kind of fall apart. And you've got this, bumbling, stumbling man that doesn't know what to do, and things just erode and deteriorate from there.
I asked one of our female colleagues. I showed her the story, and she read it. And I said, "What do you think? Why do you think?" Before she could read it, I said, "Why do you think that would be? Why do you think marriages end up in divorce when the woman gets sick?" And she said, "Well, because women don't want to be a burden on the man."
Oh,
that's the explanation she gave.
Okay,
let's go to the data. Countless couples have recited the words, you heard me say them, in sickness and in health, on their wedding day. You've done it. I've done it. Stephen's done it. John's done it. And their intention is to honor the vows. I don't think people go into marriage to get divorced or to break their vows. Please. Turns out, though, that it may be easier said than it is to do, as most things in life. This study comes out of Iowa State University and analyzed the divorce rate for couples in which either spouse was diagnosed with a serious illness. It's published in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior and found a 6% higher probability of divorce for couples in which wives got sick compared to marriages in which wives remained healthy. However, when a husband got sick, there was no increase for divorce. A Dr. Amelia Carricker, she headed up the study, says that the data does not explain why this is the case, she said. But there are a few reasons why illness can add stress to a marriage. Boy, don't we know. For example, the healthy spouse is often the primary caregiver and may have to take the sole responsibility of managing the household. Apparently, even before going further, given what that statement was, men may not be doing a good job at that. She said, quote, "There is a difference between feeling too sick to make dinner and needing someone to actually feed you. That's something that can actually change the dynamics within a marriage," Dr. Carricker said. When she went on to comment, "If your spouse is too sick to work, we know that financial strain is a major predictor of divorce in and of itself," end quote. But matters get worse when the wife's illness debilitates her to the extent that the man now has to feed her, help her go to the bathroom. You become a certified, bona fide, card-carrying caregiver. Come back, I'll tell you more about this study. This is fascinating. I don't know. It doesn't put men in a good light. It's too bad. I'm ashamed.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as limestone? You don't eat rocks as part of your balanced diet, so why would you choose to supplement your bone health nutritional needs with limestone? Our bodies understand and seek whole food sources of nutrition. New Chapter is proud to deliver Bone Strength Take Care, a calcium complex that delivers key bone health nutrients in the form of whole food, not rocks. Bone Strength Take Care also delivers key bone nourishing nutrients, including vitamins D3 and K2. Vitamin K2 is of critical importance as it ensures calcium is placed in the bone where it's needed and stays out of the arteries where it's not. Discover for yourself the whole food bone health alternative to rocks. Bone Strength Take Care, the best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Did you know your digestive tract is home to millions of bacteria? Some good, some not so good. And if you want to stay healthy, it's important to make sure that your body is populated with the good bacteria it needs. Probiotic Defense contains 13 of today's most effective friendly bacteria strains, along with other compounds shown in studies to support healthy digestion and immune system function. Don't settle for low-potency, overpriced formulas. Ask for Now Foods Probiotic Defense with the bright orange label. To find a retailer near you, go to nowfoods.com.
What are you doing this month? If you suffer from stiff joints, you can do something special. You could try new Flex Now Joint Formula. Flex Now offers you complete relief in just 1 month or a complete refund. Flex Now is a unique concentration of shea nut triterpenes, the most potent inflammation fighter of any botanical, and it's only when inflammation is reduced that your body begins to heal. Try new Flex Now Joint Formula and make this the month you get rid of stiff joints. Ask for Flex Now at Vitamin Discount Center and other leading natural product stores.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Hi, I'm Kate. I try to eat a healthy diet, but the irony of eating healthy foods, like broccoli or beans, is that even though they're healthy for us, they can still cause occasional digestive upsets. That's why I take a Digest Smart high-potency enzyme with every meal. Digest Smart is from Renew Life, the digestive care experts. It's the first digestive enzyme certified by Izyme, the International Enzyme Testing Program. Each capsule provides a full spectrum of 25 powerful plant-based raw enzymes to break down each major food group, including carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. Digest Smart enzymes also feature targeted delivery capsules to reach your intestines, where 90% of digestion occurs. Digest Smart promotes more complete breakdown of the foods you eat and optimizes nutrient availability. Plus, it helps ease digestive upsets and supports your overall digestive health. Now that's really smart. Digest Smart is from the makers of Ultimate Flora Probiotics, and both are available in health food stores everywhere.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natural Factors, where great health begins. Right Way Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Till death do us part, or until you get sick. That's what this study's all about, and does not put men in a good light. That's unfortunate. It's a shame. If any time in a family, and there's so many of you listening, I know have had this. You know about this. You've experienced it directly, or know somebody that has. I certainly have. When somebody gets sick in the family, I mean, and it's a serious illness. If it has a financial impact. I mean, that can put a strain on the family, can put a strain on the relationship, never mind the psychological impact. And it's stressful. And not everybody has been trained in how to deal with these kinds of situations. And they just sort of get thrown into it. That's what happens most of the time. And in this study, what they found was that marriages were more likely to end up in divorce when the wife gets sick. And the implication of the study was that it was too difficult. The men had a difficult time being the caregiver. What they found was the women, the quality of quick care was a factor. Wives were generally, in the study, they found that wives were generally less satisfied with the care from their husbands. And they said that that's because men, especially older men, have not been socialized. That's what I was just alluding to be caregivers. That is true. In the same way women are socialized. Even as young girls. Young girls are already being taught how to care for your condition. You know, that education, that socialization, if you will, starts early in life. And men are not comfortable in that role. This is not genetics. This is learned. And we don't do a good job in teaching boys, young boys, how to be that way and to be more empathetic, to be more, we want them to be masculine, whatever that means. Life, the researcher, Dr. Carricker, said, life or death experiences may cause people to reevaluate what's important in their lives. Boy, that's true. It could be that women are saying, you're doing a bad job of caring for me. I am not happy with this, or I wasn't happy with the relationship to begin with, and I'd rather be alone than be in a bad marriage, end quote. Turns out that more couples are getting divorced later in life. Years ago, people married 25, 30 years, it was unheard of for them to get divorced. Now, that's very common. People have been married decades and they get a divorce. Now, it could be a factor of just people living longer. That they're living longer. And when the wife gets sick, or even the husband, I like to see a study trying to get at this the other way, but nevertheless, living longer, the odds of getting sick are greater. Hence, the greater the likelihood you're going to have to be a caregiver. And if you're not prepared to do that, you're in a world of trouble. Now, there's some men, in their defense, and I've seen it with my own eyes when I was going and visiting nursing home day in and day out to see my mother. And I watched the loving care that many husbands were giving to their wives in the nursing home. Some of them would be there all day, every day. And I thought, gee, I wonder if I could do that. And just such a wonderful caregiver, trying to help nurses, feeding her and this and that. I saw it. I witnessed it. So in men's defense, I've seen men do a good job at this. I thought I'd share that with you. So men being narcissistic, in the first study, men tend to be more narcissistic than women, and marriages more likely to end up in divorce when the wife gets sick because the husband is not providing quality caregiver care, health, and care to the wife. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. See, there's so many dimensions to all of this. For years, we have focused on wanting to live longer. And I I fell for that myself. I've changed my thinking about longevity. Longevity's fine. Great. Live a long time. Living a long time brings a whole different set of responsibilities and consequences. And if you're married or living with somebody, a partner of long standing, and you're aging together, it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when one or the other or both get sick. And that's going to change things. Things change, whether you like it or not. Can change for the better, can change for the worse. I mean, it's stressful. And I know many of you have been caregivers. I've talked to you. You've called the show. You've shared that experience where I did that for my mom as best as I could up until the last year of her life when she needed nursing care. She needed full-time care, and I couldn't be home all day long. And I learned a lot about myself when I had to do that. The good part, the bad part, some days you do better than others. You try, you fail, you keep trying. Sometimes you're so patient, other times not so much. It's not because you don't want to be patient, it's because sometimes the stress is so overwhelming. There are times I remember one time I found my mother on the bathroom floor, and there was blood all over the floor. And I didn't know what was going on. I'm dialing 911. You talk about panic, right? Those kinds of experience, it's very upsetting. I don't care who you are. You think you're a tough guy? Yeah. You have those kinds of experiences and you see somebody you care about like that. You tell me what that does to you day in and day out. So in fairness to men, I think we need to do a better job in socializing young boys to be more empathetic, more androgynous than this whole idea of being macho and masculine. Androgyny is better. We come back, I'm going to focus on diets, your day-to-day eating, and your health across the lifespan. I'm going to review several different diets for better or for worse of those.
Still looking for
made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
Get ready to get healthy. Get ready to get fit. Get ready to take charge of your health. Get ready to listen, learn, and live healthier because your health is your wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Well, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you stopped by, and I'm glad to be here with you. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you're new to the show, welcome. And if you've been a long-standing listener, we appreciate your listenership and your support. And it's not taken for granted. Trust me. Got a lot of weaknesses. Taking things for granted is not one of them, especially when you do this show. Every listener is valuable, every single one, because that's no listener, no show. Basics. 877-897-8255. In that spirit, call that number anytime you want. 877-897-8255. Certainly the show is serious. We're talking about health, but we try to have a sense of humor about it. Try to see the irony in things, and sometimes even laugh about what we do as humans. I was thinking about that first portion of the show, and especially that last segment. I guess an operating principle would be for that segment, in terms of caring for somebody when they're sick, there is no do-over. Apparently, that principle is going to operate in this portion of the show, too. There is no do-over. What am I getting at? We're going to focus on diet, that is, day-to-day eating, and your health over the lifespan. And there is no do-over. That doesn't mean, though, that you can't repair and recapture. What I'm getting at is this. Your relationship with food begins earlier in life. I say this all the time. In fact, it begins in utero. What your mother ate, and I've talked about that. Go to my website under show schedule and listen to the shows I've done on that. You can also view the show on demand, and you'll see I talk about it. Now, that relationship, whatever it may be, whatever condition it is in, whatever the features of it are, your day-to-day eating, and that's what happens here, day-to-day, and we lose sight of what's going to happen long-term. And I said in the first portion of the show today, I think that variable, that factor, what you eat day in and day out over your lifespan accounts for such a significant part of the variance as to what's going to happen to you in terms of quality of life and in terms of longevity. LQL, longevity with quality of life. Ideally, that's what you're trying to achieve. You will not achieve, I don't care what your genes are. I don't care if you have the genes of an angel. You commit enough violations, nutritional and lifestyle violations, you wipe out any wonderful genes that you may have that could predispose you to live a long life with quality of life. We know this from the epigenetics research that's going on these days. We know this. And the nutrinomics. So, I thought what I would do in this portion of the show, I thought about this all day yesterday, would be to zero in on a few ways of eating that have become very popular in the culture. And when presented, have been presented in the best light. Sometimes the expectations are met with these ways of eating or diets, and sometimes they're not. And you got to be careful what you sign up for. And people are running around, like we had a caller the other day, and she made a great point about, gluten-free. Should I eat a gluten-free diet? Well, do you have celiac disease? Do you have, what? Or the Paleolithic diet, or the DASH diet, or the Mediterranean diet, or the glycemic index diet, the low-carb diet. And I use the word diet here not for weight loss, but diet meaning dietary regimen. That's how I'm using the word diet. When I'm talking about weight loss, I will say weight loss diet. I do not use diet as a synonym for weight loss. So we're going to zero in on this. But I'll open with, and I'll get to it in more specific detail in a moment, but I wanted to open with a new study coming from the American College of Cardiology. By the way, these stories and studies that I report on, you'll find them hopefully on my Facebook page, and you'll see the title of the study on the Facebook page, and I give you the link from where I got the report. Sometimes it's a full study or sometimes it's a press release. Like if you're watching the show right now, you'll see the press release published on Science Daily entitled Mediterranean Diet Cuts Heart Disease Risk by Nearly Half. In the study, what they found was the adults who followed the Mediterranean diet in a very close fashion, those people were 47% less likely to develop heart disease over a 10-year period compared to similar kinds of folks, adults, who did not follow the diet closely. Apparently, what they found was that adhering to a Mediterranean way of eating, if you will, was more protective than physical activity. And I've been saying on this show for 10 years, which is the point of view of this show, nutrition is the first principle of health. I've said it for years. I've not deviated not a micrometer from that position. Is physical activity important? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, things begin and end with nutrition. By definition. I've devoted a whole shows to that whole theme, and I've made the argument. I won't do that today. Even more so than physical activity, the Mediterranean way of eating trumped physical activity in its contribution to health. The study was conducted in Greece. Good location, given that it's in the Mediterranean, and they have a Mediterranean way of eating there. And this study is part of a long line of research on the Mediterranean diet. There are more studies on the Mediterranean diet than I have since. And what it does is, as they mentioned in the release, that this study bolsters the evidence, existing evidence from earlier studies pointing to the health benefits of this diet. And it's the first one to track 10-year heart disease risk in a general population. That's not been done before. That's what makes this study so unique. I was even surprised that it trumped physical activity. In other words, physical activity is important. Keep moving. You got to keep moving. But the diet even trumped it. Here's what Dr. I'm trying to pronounce his name. and I don't think John can zero in on it. I'm not even going to try. It's a Greek language. It must have at least 15, 20 letters in it. It's in the fourth paragraph down. It's hard to find. Nevertheless, here's what he said. Our study shows that the Mediterranean diet is a beneficial intervention for all types of people, in both genders, in all age groups, and in both healthy people and those with health conditions. End quote. Go Mediterranean. Book a cruise.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
Dramatic reduction in the glycemic.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
GX.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, apparently, according to Fortune's new rankings for best companies, guess who's number one? Google. Number one again. Man. Every year they show up on the list. Your job, people spend a lot of time in the workplace, and if it's not if it's not pleasant, it will certainly undermine your health. Google was number one. Yeah. Apparently they're doing something right there. I was looking at some of the other ones. Let's see. I know Forbes also has a listing too. Someday I think I'll devote a show to this theme, and we'll see what it is that they're doing there. What's interesting, some of these companies that are the top companies for whom to work do a lot for people in terms of their health. They make sure that, for example, some of these places, the food that's served on they call it campus, the job on the workplace, whatever they call it, like Google, it's the campus, right? The food is supposed to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Health care, caregiving, child care, all kinds of things. These make a difference. That's what makes these companies so special. So maybe one of these days I'll devote some time and attention to this. I think it merits that. Won't get into it today. 877-897. It's in the news. You might listen up for it. They'll be talking about it. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. Okay. Let's take a look at diets, your day-to-day eating, and your health over the lifespan. Can't talk about all of them. I'm going to focus in on just a few. Now, what's interesting is that you have a lot of organizations like the American Heart Association and others that promote certain kinds of diets or ways of eating. The American Heart Association, for example, for years has recommended a low-fat diet whereby 55% of total calories comes from carbs, 30% from fat, and 15% from protein. And in their approach, they restrict cholesterol intake to about 300 milligrams a day. One of the unintended consequences of that way of eating was, and still is, with the emphasis on low fat, it promoted unrestricted carbohydrate intake. Here's a thought. What do you think the percent of increase in obesity has been since 1991? If you had to guess, what do you think it's been? Got an idea in mind? Try 61%. You heard me. 61, the rate of obesity, the prevalence of obesity in the United States has increased by 61% since 1991. And annually, about 300,000 people in our country, adults, die from obesity-related causes. And obesity plus physical inactivity, which I talk about forever on LTN, accounts for approximately 9.4 deaths of U.S. health or U.S. health care expenditures. Accounts for that, approximately that much. Now, given the obesity epidemic and the prevalence of obesity, and despite the fact that low-fat recommendations have not moderated the obesity epidemic, you start to see all kinds of new popular weight loss diets and just diets generally, ways of eating, coming into play. For example, Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution. There are probably more than a few listeners of this show that have his book or books on their bookshelves at home. He was really one of the more modern, popular figures in American culture to promote the low-carb diet, the low-carbohydrate diet. He wasn't the first one. There was a guy by the name of William Banting. He proposed it too in the 1860s. But it was Dr. Atkins who brought it into modern awareness with a lot of influence and persuasion. He was a compelling guy. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about this low-carb diet way of eating, and in some ways, it has not. This is an example of what I was alluding to earlier. Has not lived, in my opinion, now has not lived up to the expectations that people had for it. Most people have used it as weight loss. Some people have tried to use it as a way of day-to-day eating. Come back, I'll tell you whether you can do that or not. 877-897-8255. We're going to take a look at this low-carb way of eating, its pros and cons. We'll take a look at the glycemic diet. We'll take a look at the Mediterranean DASH diet, and maybe a couple of others we can squeeze them in.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Renew Life, the Digestive Care Company, Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing, Greens Plus, superfood for super health, Medi-C Plus, for heart health and more. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Oftentimes, people will try these different ways of eating, these different kinds of day-to-day diet regimes, and not know much about them, except that some popular figure, some actor, some singer, some celebrity is promoting it and says, I lost this kind of weight on it, or it changed my life. And people say, well, I'm going to do that diet. Be careful. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, 877-897-8255. Years ago, and it's still in vogue, low-carb diet, Dr. Atkins, so many millions, tens of millions of people, I suspect, have tried that way of eating. Many have used it as a weight loss method. Some have tried to use it as a day-to-day regimen. That diet is a low carb. Now, there's one study after another that shows that it will reduce a drastic reduction in carbohydrates is correlated with a decrease in calorie intake, which is correlated with weight loss. Further, that diet, when you eat that way day in and day out, what happens is the body resorts to a process called ketosis for its energy needs. Ketones then get excreted into the urine with the fluid, and many think that the rapid initial weight loss from this diet may be from the diuretic effect that it has. See? Now, so there's different kinds of randomized controlled trials comparing low-carb diets with low-fat diets, and the low-carb diet you do better, and so on and so on. Nevertheless, and I could get into more of the weeds on this, let me tell you, the pros, the favorable things about that low-carb diet is that for initial weight loss, you have it. You get a diuretic effect. It's a very palatable diet. A lot of meat, a lot of protein, fat. Dr. Atkins said, have at it. It's easy to maintain. People like to eat it. It does lead to calorie restriction. Some of the cons is that it's a high-protein diet. You've eliminated one of the macronutrient categories, carbs. Not all carbs were made by Lucifer. You run into calcium issues. You run into renal and hepatic complications, kidney and liver issues. It's potentially atherogenic. It's high in saturated fat and cholesterol. It's low in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. You can't eat like that for the rest of your life. You're gonna minimize fruits, vegetables, whole grains, those complex carbs, the plants. Yeah, good luck. And you're going to eat a diet that's jacked in saturated fat and cholesterol? And I don't care what they're saying these days about, oh, cholesterol's no issue, saturated fat. They don't know what they're talking about. It's always an issue. It's context. That's how you got to talk about those things. That diet, long-term, not sustainable. Then there's the glycemic index diet. It's a concept that's been used in diets such as, and I've reported on it, the South Beach diet, the Zone diet, the Sugar Busters diet. These are popular diets. Again, most of them are for weight loss. I am telling you, unequivocally, these diets are not sustainable over the lifespan. They're not. These diets allow carbohydrates as long as they have a low glycemic index rating. The South Beach diet, I mean, These diets, I mean, they work. Initially, they work. But you can't sustain them. You just can't sustain them. Then I could really tell you more. I'm just trying to cover as many as I can. There's the very low-fat diets, the VLF diets. Very low-fat diets allow less than 15% of total calories from fat. What are you doing again now? You're taking there are only 3 macronutrients, protein, carbohydrate, and fat. You're taking one of the 3 macronutrient categories and almost obliterating it out of your day-to-day existence. 15% of total calories from fat. Are you serious? That would include saturated fat, monounsaturated fat, polyunsaturated fat. And you get, with these very low-fat diets, you only get 15% of your diet or your calories from protein. Wait a second. Let me see. 15% plus 15%, that's 30. There's only one more macronutrient left, that's carbs. So that means you must be getting 70% of your diet from carbohydrates. As much as I love plants, and I think they are great, I think that's woefully too high a percentage of calories gleaned from carbohydrates. You see what these ways of eating do? They throw things out of balance. We need fat, protein, and carbs. When you start to fool around and almost, as I say, obliterate one of them out of existence in your day-to-day eating, you're going to end up with some deficiency. I promise you. Whether it's a calcium deficiency, potassium deficiency, protein deficiency, omega-3 deficiency, I could go on and on. You're going to end up in trouble. The very low-fat diets, because fats have been vilified. And the argument that they make against the fat, very low-fat diets, is they say, well, fats have double the carbs, double the calories that protein and carbs do. Well, that's true. 9 calories per gram for fat, 4 calories per gram for protein, 4 calories per gram for carbs. It's true. Fats are high, are caloric. They're high. I understand that. Doesn't mean you obliterate them out of your day-to-day life in eating. You need some monounsaturated fats and some polyunsaturated fats. You even need some saturated fats. And there's some very popular diets in that category. Pritikin diet recommends 10% of calories from fat, 15 to 20 from protein, and the rest is unrefined complex carbs. Pritikin, very, very popular diet. I even think Dr. Ornish's lifestyle heart diet falls into this category. Then there's the Mediterranean diet. Come back, we'll go to Lansdale, talk to Marlene. We'll have the LTN health question of the day.
Maintain good digestive health too. It's the Ultimate Flora difference that sold me. Each high-potency, once-daily formula includes strains that are scientifically studied for their specific health benefits. Plus, the delayed-release capsules protect the probiotics from harsh stomach acid. Ultimate Flora probiotics are available at health food stores everywhere. From Renew Life, the digestive care experts.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971. And we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Xenia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Xenia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Xenia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Xenia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, collagen, and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you are strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Xenia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Xenia by name. Start taking Xenia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit Kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natural Factors, where great health begins. Right Way Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. Kyolic. Aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas. Superior nutrition and formulation. Country Life. A leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Let's Talk Nutrition. On the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay, here's the LTN Health question of the day, sponsored by VDCUSA.com. I was reporting on the Mediterranean diet. I'm going to talk more about it in a second as one of these ways of eating. To me, it makes eminently good sense, but that's just my opinion. I'll see if I can make the argument. So this new study that I reported on today was conducted in Greece, appropriate because that's in the Mediterranean, and it bolsters evidence from earlier studies that show that this way of eating promotes heart health and promotes good quality of life long term. What percent of people in the study were less likely to develop heart disease over a 10-year period who ate the Mediterranean diet? What percent of people in the study who ate a consistent who consistently ate a Mediterranean diet, to what extent were they less likely to develop heart disease over a 10-year period? 27% less likely to develop heart disease? 37% or 47% less likely to develop heart disease over a 10-year period because they consistently ate a Mediterranean diet? 27, 37, or 47%? 877-897-8255. Right answer, $25 supplement gift card. 877-897-8255. Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Marlene, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Listen, I would like your opinion about what will be your advice for cravings, especially carb and sugars.
Sugar cravings.
Will you tell me to go and buy?
Okay. Sugar cravings.
And carb.
Carbs usually, the sugar usually comes, is associated with these carbohydrates that are not all that healthy. It's usually the refined, the cookies, crackers, cakes, chips, colas. Those are the kinds of foods, carbohydrate-based foods, that are usually high in sugar. They're also oftentimes, Marlene, high in fat and sodium, salt. When you combine salt, sugar, and people think, well, I'm just craving the sugar. Well, it may not just be the sugar, because many of those foods also are high in saturated fat and high in sodium. You know, you can think of like chips, for example, potato chips, any kind of chips, cookies. So it's not just the sugar. So I want to make that point. In terms of the cravings, see, if you were a client of mine, I would spend a lot of time with you trying to figure out what you're eating on a day-to-day basis. So do you crave these kinds of foods, and do you crave sugar a lot?
Not really, but when I start to eating, I cannot stop.
Like when you open up the bag of the cookies or the potato chips, you got to eat the whole bag, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know that feeling. It's terrible. And you feel just terrible about yourself after you do it. You say,
I feel obligated.
Yes. Well, the first piece of advice I would give you is don't buy them and don't bring them into the house. When you see them in the shopping cart, you know, before you put them on the conveyor belt for the checkout person to check them out, maybe you think twice and say no and put them back. So one thing is to just literally keep them out of the house if you can. In terms of the cravings themselves, oftentimes cravings happen because there is an imbalance in your day-to-day eating. You're not satisfied. You don't feel full, or you have a nutritional deficiency of one sort or another. And that's why I think a balanced approach is the best approach. That's why I like the Mediterranean diet, where you get a balance of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Now, there are usually some of these carb cravings problems come from, for example, like a vitamin B deficiency. Vitamin B, the B complex. Oftentimes, people, when they're eat an imbalanced diet, they're not getting enough of the Bs. So you want to make sure that you get a nice B complex supplement and I'm a big fan of taking the Bs in a complex rather than just focusing on one of them. They seem to work better together than alone. Another supplement that can help with cravings is fish oil. It's fat, and it can help with appetite or carbohydrate cravings, and it enhances insulin insensitivity. Oftentimes, these cravings are happening because you eat these processed carb-based foods, blood sugar goes up, insulin levels go up, and then you have a crash. And then your body says, I'm still hungry, because it was not nutrient dense. It was calorically dense, and it had a lot of energy, but it didn't have the vitamins and minerals and other nutrients that you need. So I find that fish oil can contribute to cravings. There's a product made by Jarrow Formulas. It's called Glucose Optimizer. That product has many of the ingredients that can help with cravings. It has Genema sylvestri in it, and I think it has maybe even some chromium in it, and some other ingredients that can help quell the craving. Cravings, the strategy to quell cravings is to keep blood glucose and insulin levels in line. That product is a very good product. I've gotten a lot of good reports from people that use Blood Glucose Optimizer by Jarrow Formulas. Chromium can also assist with glucose metabolism. Lipoic acid can help with blood sugar stabilization. Acetyl-L-carnitine can help in the transport of fatty acids into your mitochondria. It'll help burn some of the fat and use it as energy. So it helps with that. L-carnosine is another one that can help with keeping the glucose and whatnot under control. So those are just some supplements off the top of my head. But that one product, Glucose Optimizer by Jarrow, has many of those ingredients or compounds that I just mentioned. But the trick here is to eat a balanced diet and to keep those tempting foods out of the house. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. And we have Nita. She won, I guess, and we'll come back tomorrow.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable?